D&D is, a role-playing game where you get a bunch of your friends together, get some characters going, but it's what it really breaks down to is it's a framework for group storytelling, that has rules that are fairly easy to grasp, and it allows you to build pretty much whatever you want to be doing with the adventure with your friends.
People work together and just with pencils, paper, and imagination construct a storyline that is unique and pretty much unintelligible to people outside.
You inform the Archon of
The terrifying.
whatever it was Nick told you to run immediately away from, which you're not sure what it was.
No.
Nick, do you have knowledge engineering?
I do.
I'd like you to make a check.
I want to say it's like playing pretend, but that makes it sound very childish.
Certainly, the Dungeon Master sets up a story that they expect you're going to broadly follow. There's a goal, but in the end, anything can happen.
You start to notice the dungeon architecture changes. The stone is a richer red color rather than the grayish hue that we had before. And maybe 30 feet ahead of your vision, you see that the 20-foot wide hallway is absolutely smothered, floor, walls, and ceiling with a very thick coating of blood and gore.
That's not.
Let's
I
go
read that.
back to the Lord. I think we've explored enough.
There's a player handbook, which is mostly for helping you create a character within the game. That that's the person you're playing as. The Link of the Legend of Zelda series.
You do things that you know your character is capable of. You have a chart of statistics, and they tell you what your character is good at and what your character is bad at. And you're more successful and less successful depending on what your statistics are.
There aren't a lot of restrictions with playing the game, with where you can play the game.
It takes preparation, it takes planning. You have to establish, a location, how we're going to get food, and sit down and play for a long period of time.
You have to have a level plane, I guess, for rolling dice.
You need the dice to make a variety of checks. They determine the way battles go, the way decisions are made sometimes. Sometimes it's determines whether your party survives or dies. So the tools are somewhat important.
The dice rolling is usually not as interesting to me as the interacting with people.
It affects the way you socialize with others, and it's a very unifying game.
It is a very social thing. It's not so much for the getting outside and having exercise.
It's, it's a social activity. So people get together for these D&D sessions, and when they meet other people that they think might play D&D, it's, a common topic for conversation.
Considering the fact that I know several religions have bashed Harry Potter, I'd say yes, it's against at least one religion, but it doesn't have to be.
I think the people who say just because it has magic in it, that is evil, are the same people who wanted to burn Harry Potter.
And we know that not everybody agrees with the morality, if you want to say, of the game. The idea that there is evil and that there is magic and things like that.
There are some references to darker things in these games, but I think that overall the reason they're there is so that good can overcome them.
Generally, whenever people think of Dungeons & Dragons, I think they think of a bunch of tall, not even necessarily tall, skinny, pimply guys who haven't showered in several weeks.
A lot of people think we don't bathe. We do.
Wearing glasses and who are unlikely to ever get laid.
Lonely male virgins.
At least one of the people over there has a very active sex life.
It's just a wonderful way to expend imagination. It's a great creative outlet.
Despite the nerd connotations, it's actually a very social game. We've been sitting over there cracking all sorts of great jokes.
On one of the walls, he's played many solo games of tic-tac-toe. All of them really ended in stalemate, so...
Some meaningful experiences come out of it.
I'd like to say it's a lot of fun. I'd say if I were to get bullied over it, I think it would almost be worth it.